What's up everyone, this is Draco Evolve back yet again with some latest Manchester United transfer news now. And it's been a while guys, I did miss you guys, I did miss doing these sort of videos. But you know, life takes over sometimes and I was slightly overwhelmed as to what was happening in my personal life. But things are kind of starting to, you know, be okay. So, you know, bear with me guys. But today we are going to be talking about Alexis Sanchez, an update on Jadon Sancho, and some news around Koulibaly. First and foremost, if you're new to my channel, just so you know, I do Manchester United transfer speculations, confirmed transfers, etc, etc, as well as match reviews and previews and everything around Manchester United latest news. But Jadon Sancho's last few days, there has been murmurs going around everywhere across all tabloids, and as always guys, these are speculation at the moment. And this is coming from the Telegraph. Obviously there are other news outlets, but I will read you out what's been happening. Manchester United have made the early running for Jadon Sancho to become a record transfer for a Premier League club this summer. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is leading the race for the England forward, who will be allowed to leave Dortmund at the end of the season and will cost more than the £89.3 million paid by United for Paul Pogba. Personal terms have been agreed for Sancho to top £200,000 a week, are expected to be straightforward if the clubs agree a fee for the 19-year-old. And this is sort of like the news that was running generally around all outlets. Obviously most are saying that we have to be paying a world record fee, much higher than what we paid Paul Pogba 4 years ago, and it's in the region around £120 million. He will be potentially earning £200,000 a week, and he will solve, personally for me, a lot of the problems, in fact nearly all the problems we have on the right side. He is predominantly a right winger who can also play on the left, but I think his talent and his explosiveness and effectiveness is from the right wing. In terms of the fee, look, at the end of the day, I said it so many times in my videos, and I'm sure a lot of you, not all of you, but a lot of you will agree that it's not my money, it's not your guys' money, it's the club's money. We need to be investing in the club. £120 million is a bit steep, but if he comes in and performs like he has been doing for Dortmund for the last several seasons, then that £120 million will go right out the window. You're looking at an England international, you're looking at a future superstar. He's only 19 years of age. He is a potential long-term signing for us, and for £120 million, if he outputs some of the numbers he's been outputting for Dortmund, especially this season, then it is a bargain. We've seen what Bruno Fernandes has done so far. A little tweak in a player position has worked wonders, and he has been amazing. 6 games, 3 goals, 2 assists. Come on, and he's the ticking factor. Like, and we've seen what Marcus Rashford can do from the left side. Imagine having the same quality or even better quality in Jadon Sancho on the right side. Now, obviously, with Sancho, I reckon personally for me, he will only look to agree to kind of come to us if we are in the Champions League, with 3 points only separating Manchester United and the promised Champions League position of 4th against Chelsea. We're kind of in a sort of like it was a up, down, then bit up, then steady, then down. Now it was sliding to kind of slide up a little bit, and the last 4 or 5 games we played, we have been pretty good. I have to say, we have been pretty good. And the common denominator is because we've signed someone like Bruno Fernandes. Now, signing someone like Sancho, Jadon Sancho, obviously will fix our right wing issues, but it will also allow Daniel James to kind of have a breather and kind of develop, because at the end of the day, he is a championship player. He came in and thrust into the firing zone, you can say. And with no rotation, with all the injuries happening, the pace and battle of the Premiership, it has taken a toll on the fella, and it's not his fault. So Jadon Sancho coming in will alleviate some pressure off Daniel James. Daniel James for me is still an impact player with the pace that he has, the energy that he has. I think he can make a huge impact coming off the bench rather than being on the pitch already. Let's have a look at some of Jadon Sancho's stats. So this is from the transfer market. You can see he has played 33 games, 17 goals and 18 assists in all competition. That is nothing short of remarkable. I mean, come on guys. Look at from the right wing, he played 20 times just on this side, and he scored 8 goals and 10 assists. On the left wing, he played 10 times. He scored 8 goals and 7 assists. You can pretty much say that he's more effective from games to goal ratio, goal to game ratio, whatever you want to call it, from the left side. But with the form that Marcus Rashford was in before he got injured, man, just imagine having Rashford, Martial, and Sancho up front. That pace that we are gonna have with the potential of Bruno Fernandes pulling the strings just behind them, who can pick up a ball and pass. I think we're going to be a force to be reckoned with. Yes, we need a few more signings, but I reckon we're just probably 3 or 4 signings away from really challenging. I mean, you've seen some of the players coming through, with Mason Greenwood doing very well, Marcus Rashford obviously doing very well, Bruno Fernandes has been doing very well, Wan-Bissaka has been doing well, McTominay has been excellent for us so far, Fred has really stepped up. And if these guys just consistently perform and we carry threat in terms of how we penetrate teams and have more than kind of one world-class midfielder, aside from Bruno Fernandes, extra, I think it's going to cause a lot of havoc. But you can see for the stats do not lie, guys. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And finally, whoops, we're going to be moving on to a news around Alexis Sanchez. So it has been confirmed by Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, I think last month, that Alexis Sanchez is going to be coming back to Manchester United. He has been injured at Inter Milan for the majority of the season. However, this is by the Mirror coming out and saying that, I'll read out to you guys. Inter Milan are reportedly open to the idea of making Sanchez's move to the club permanent, but will demand he agrees to half his current £400,000 a week wages. Sanchez, who is on a season-long loan from Manchester United, has returned to the starting lineup recently after spending 3 months out injured. He is still only scored 1 goal and created 2 assists for his side all season, but he was the man of the match in Inter's 2-1 win over Ragzag on Thursday. So he has come back. So according to Tuttosport, which is the Italian outlet, Inter will consider bringing Alexis Sanchez on a permanent deal if he agrees to cut his wages. I don't know if he will cut his wages. He does look like a mercenary. He knows he's in the end of his career, and we were stupid. Ed Woodward was stupid to give him £400,000 a week wages, which has caught a huge stir amongst the United fans and the club players reportedly. But Inter Milan are finally, he is considered for me one of the deadwoods. He's well past it. But if Inter Milan kind of take him off us, they will demand him to cut his wages. Now I have no idea if he will agree to cut his wages, but as a person, I think he should. He has bled the club dry enough already. His spot is being taken by Rashford on the left side, potentially Jadon Sancho on the right side. He needs to play second fiddle. I don't believe he's good enough. He's not a long-term project for us. And what a player he was before. And I was so excited, much like many of you guys out there, that signing him will turn our season. But it was the other way around. He has never really lit Manchester United up. And I think it's better for all the parties that he part ways and goes to Inter Milan. Now, obviously, him cutting his current wages is a big thing. But if he really wanted to play football, if he was a decent thinking person, Inter Milan are challenging. He can win a couple of trophies before he retires. And he can be still earning a lot of money per week. £200,000 a week is not a cheap money, but we'll find out very soon enough what the situation is as the summer approaches. Last but not least, this fella. So, Koulibaly, Kalidou Koulibaly. There's been reports coming out that Manchester United are interested in Koulibaly, so I'll read you out what's on this article, this particular article that is. As Manchester United continue to be linked with a summer move to Koulibaly, it's worth noting Ole Gunnar Solskjaer ranks the Senegal international as one of the 3 best centre-backs in the world. The Napoli defender was high on United's wanted list at the end of last season, but Harry Maguire was identified as the priority target. Along with that duo, Solskjaer also considers Van Dijk, obviously, among the trio of the finest central defenders in the world football. Whether United will reignite their interest in Koulibaly is not certain. Solskjaer is determined to improve his attack when the transfer window reopens, as he aims to strengthen the areas that were left so short last summer. Okay, so we all know that United was sort of reportedly interested in Koulibaly, but it never really materialized. We ended up signing Harry Maguire. Now, personally, for me, I've seen some of the prices being quoted around between the range of 70 to 90 million pound. Again, that's a lot of money for a defender, considering the fact that there are other pressing concerns across the field that needs more attention. But in saying that, if someone like Chris Smalling, who looks likely to be sold, and someone like a deadwood like Phil Jones leaves, that only leaves with Lindelof, who's also a very big suspect for me, and Maguire as our only recognised centre-backs, with Eric Bailly in the mix as well. But Bailly, we all know his injury record as well. Lindelof is still young. I think he's got a long way to go from what we want from him as a defender. I don't think he will make the grade at Manchester United as a regular starting defender, that is. He reminds me more of a Johnny Evans type, where he deputized for Ferdinand and Vidic certainly towards the end of their careers. But I think Lindelof is that type of player. We've got a lot of games in the season, guys, like 60 plus games easily, and we need 4 central defenders. We need 2 for each position, ideally, to be able to quality as well. You know, I don't mean just Phil Jones just coming in. It's not quality, but I think if we do end up signing Koulibaly, I'll be very happy. However, I'll be very, very angry if we spend most of our budget on Koulibaly and not enough around the pitch. I think the priority right now is for midfield and attacking options. Sign those first. You get the budget, sign Koulibaly, happy days. And I think that Koulibaly, from looking at him, from looking at what he has done so far, he's a fantastic defender. He certainly will complement Harry Maguire. Koulibaly is the pacey type, the covering defender, very powerful. And I think he'll complement Harry Maguire, and also having Lindelof in there who will deputise, it'll be great to see these sort of 3 quality sort of defenders in our team. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, what you think of all this transfer news. I think for Jadon Sancho to come into United will get me very excited, but Koulibaly will also kind of be the icing on the cake, not the cake itself. I think the cake itself will be Jadon Sancho, certainly, and a central midfielder. But the icing on the cake will be Koulibaly. But anyways, guys, thanks ever so much for watching and subscribing and supporting my channel and being patient. Most importantly, being patient with my videos and the lack of videos, you can say, the past week or so. I'll be back again this week, and I'll also be doing the preview of the Man City match. As always, guys, I'll catch you guys in the next upload, and stay farafari.